Hello everyone, The Clouds here, and today guys I'm going to review two Mega Bloks Dragons set released in the US in 2005 and in Europe in 2006, at least in France. And well, it's going to be two sets from the Mega Bloks Dragons sim, and more precisely the Mega Bloks Dragons Metal Ages sub-sim. So well, let's start. It's going to be about two little sets of this sub-sim. And well, first let's begin with the Odaku Invasion set. So here we go. So I'm going just to talk about the packaging because the box of the set in fact is really a part of the set itself. So for the packaging I'm just going to talk about the cardboard part right there. So well, of course you have the Mega Bloks logo right here and the Dragons logo, but it's printed on the box itself, which is quite disappointing by the way, but I will talk about that later on. For now, you can see all the elements of the set and also a magnetic mention because, well, this cannonball is in fact got kind of a magnet in there, which is quite useful for some play features that, of course, we will see in the review. On the side, a little ad for the second movie. Then you got all the different elements of the set shown you in a more precise or detailed way, plus the fact that you got the names of the warriors, which is still quite useful. Then you have the different sets of this sub-sim, and you can see that you can use this box, this one, to complete one of the other sets right there. So it's quite useful. And so well, let's get rid of that. I do not have the instruction booklet for this set, by the way. So well, it was just of course the instructions and a little poster showing you all the different guys from the different armies, plus the different sets of the sub-sim, so nothing really interesting. And as you can see, well, we got a nicely printed box, so with a nice wall texture and also a window texture and this type of metal part. Also notice that all this part is in tin maybe, or metal, so it will be useful of course for the magnet thing. Notice so that the logo is printed, which is quite not really good because it kind of hurt the realism of the texture of the box, of course. I don't really know why they didn't choose to put all the logos on the cardboard part, but well, you can still use this side of the wall because it doesn't really have any logos on it. So notice the paint, the texture, and the colors because it will be different on the second little set. And then you got the second part of the box, which this time is in plastic, and which looks like that. So it's, as you can see, a roof, and the design is inspired by the Odaku army, which is kind of an oriental-based army. So of course you're going to have some stylish Japanese or Chinese type of temple roof. Roof temple right there, so with this type of roof, which is quite nice. And once again you can notice the details with some gold colors, for example the dragons right there, and also this little thing right here, this little face, which will be shown in fact on the Odaku's guy armors. So well, we're going to see that after that, but it's still quite nice. Then on the upper side you can notice the stud if you want to link something on it, and also this all, because this thing can also serve as a piggy bank for kids, so it's quite a nice idea. Also right there you can see we have some point of connections for bricks, and also there, so it's quite useful if you want to use this part on the other sets. It will be compatible, and it's quite a nice idea. Right there. So now it's time to move on to the rest of the set, and first the minifigs. So let's move on with first the Norvagen. So remember the Norvagen guys, well, the Norvagen is an army which was already released before in the Crystal Wars sub-sim, and also in other sub-sim. And well, this time we're going to have a new color because before that they were kind of like light blue, if you remember, and this time it's going to be dark metallic blue. You can notice that the body armor is a new one, which will be used in fact on all the good guys on Metal Ages. Well, most of the good guys will have this new body armor. So once again, nice details, excuse me. And also notice the two studs on the back, which I'm going to say can be useful to link the weapon, but where the studs are not really cannot really be used for that, it's quite hard. Notice that the arms are not new, but they are not the Norwegians one, so it's quite weird also. And the head, of course, it's not a new mold, it's just a recolor. You can also notice that the weapon on the other side is a new mold, so from Metal Ages, of course, from this sub-sim. You can also notice the 2 points of connection, one here and one there. Also, for those who do not know the things, well, it's quite simple. They got 1 point of articulation on the end, or on the arm, excuse me, because they do not have any points of articulation on the end, by the way. 1 per leg and 1 for the head. Plus, they got a magnet in their body, which is quite useful for the magnetic play features, which will be maybe quite useful in this set. So here's the Norwegian, at least from Metal Ages. And then here's the Odaku. So here we're going to have a lot of new molds. So first the body armor. So like I said, the face is the same as the one shown here. So a nice little detail, if you ask me. And you have to know that in fact there exist 2 types of molds for the Odaku's body armor. You also have some new molds for the arms, and notice that the arms are in fact different. So the left one is a different mold from the left one here is a different mold from the right one, as you can see quite clearly. And then you got the head, and you have to notice that this time not all warriors got a unique head, but there are like kind of like a 4 or 5 type of head mold. But Mega Bloks kind of succeed to make them all different because of how they put the colors together, because sometimes you will see that the in fact these spines right there are gold instead of gray, and sometimes just the middle part of the front body is gold and the rest is red, instead of being being all the time this type of color scheme. You can also notice the studs on the back. You can also see that the legs are one without any armors, so simple legs. And you can also notice the new weapons mold with 2 points of connection once again. And I think that's all for the minifigs, if I'm correct. Yes, I thought about everything. So let's move on now with the cannon, which is made in fact with 5 parts. So you're going to have this part first, then the 2 wheels, which will be linked thanks to some pins part. Notice that this part is gray plus gold on the end, which is quite nice. And notice also, excuse me, the handles right there, which is useful if you want a character to take this thing and transport it. Then you have the cannon itself right here, and of course the cannonball. So you just have to push this red button, and here we go. And like I said, in there you got a magnet. So of course, what you're supposed to do is take this thing and fire on it, and as you can see, it will be attached like that. So apart from the magnet thing, of course this thing can roll like that, and you can also move this thing up or down. Now it's time to talk about the little building you got in this set. So well, it's quite simple, because first we're going to take some 2x4 bricks, then 2x2 right here, and a 1x2 studs brick here. Then we're going to link a piece of wall, which is not new, or maybe the color is a little new, but apart from that, there was nothing really impressive. A little part here, then the fire thing on the side, and finally the flag with the parts to carry the flag. This one is a new one, it's a new mold, and the flag part in fact is not a new one. It was used before on the Vorgan's army, but this time it's a new color because it's used in black and with the Norwegian logo. So in fact it's a new color, and it's quite cool to have different type of flags for the same army, at least in my opinion. And that's all for this first set, guys. So the Odaku invasion set. So here you go. What you have in the box. But the review is not finished, because now it's time to move on and talk about the second little set, which of course is based on the same type of set. So we're going to see what's different, what's the same type of thing. And first, the box. So of course we're going to have the cardboard thing all around, which shows you the set in action first, as for the DVD, then all the different elements of the set taken separately, with the name once again, and the logos of their respective armies, and then a little ad for the other set. And as you can see, we can use this part to directly link it on the biggest playset of Metal Edges. And it works quite nice because as you can see, we have just the empty space to put this type of part on studs. So then you can notice that the texture is different and the colors also, plus the shape of the window. As you can see, we got smaller bricks right there and a golden color. Here it's more red with a square window and some bigger bricks. So a nice little difference. Of course, it's still metallic. And then you got the upper part, which also got a completely different design, because this time it's it's supposed to be a tower, of course, which belongs to the Feywild army, and they got a different type of structure, so with more traditional castle-like walls, as you can see. And once again, we're going to have two colors, little copper color right there. You can notice the head, which is a Dragar head, by the way. Notice that the copper color is just on the front and not on the back, or neither on the side. Notice the studs this time here and also all over the place, which can be quite useful. Once again, they will all, if you want to put your pieces of money in there. And I think that your coins, excuse me. And I think that's quite all. Once again, the point of connection also below the part. And well, it's quite the same idea, but with a complete different design for the upper part and for the textures on the on this part right here. Time to move on to the excuse me. So the minifigs. So first, you're going to have once again one Odaku. You can notice that it's going to be the second type of body mold, so which is of course different from the first one, but still you're going to have the two studs. And you can also notice that we're going to have a different type of mold for the head. Notice also the weapon, which has got like 3 points of connection, one here, there, and here. You can also notice the little details, which are quite nice for these new weapons. So it's the Odaku guy. Then we're going to have the Feywild guy. So the Feywild is in fact an army made of Dragar and Norvagan warriors, so kind of like the Feywild, but at a smaller scale, I think. And so we're going to see the new type of bodies that we have already seen before with the Norvagan guys, but this time of course in dark grey, and a new head mold, as you can see right here. But apart from that, the arms and legs mold is the same as before. And the weapon mold once again is a new one with a cool crossbow, which is quite unique and original in the Dragon's theme. So the two guys from this set, excuse me, right there. Now it's time to move on to the cannon. So it's the same thing, but with a red color. Of course, here it's red and gold, so it kind of belongs to the Odaku army. And notice also the gold paint right here instead of the red one, which was seen previously. But of course, it works the same, and you can roll this thing, move it like that, or take the handles here. Well, at least a character minifig can take the handles. And now the little building elements, which is going to be quite simple. So first, 2 2x4 bricks right there, then some 2x2 studs bricks used here, and then this part, which is a new one from Metal Edges, as you can see, with some nice spikes right there. And you can also notice the little holes here, so this means you can use this part like that. For example, you can put these elements on some studs and link this part upside down if you want. Notice also the nice gold paint with some black fade, some black color in there, which really adds to the details. And then you got the flag, so no new mold, well, apart from the piece which holds the flag. but apart from that, you of course got the Odaku's emblem right here. And that's all for this set, guys. So it's time to sum up. First, let me just put the cardboard part like that. Here we go. And I will put all the things together and, of course, do a little sum up on these two little sets from the Metal Ages sub-theme of the Dragons theme. So here we go, and the characters now as the minifigs. And there. So the first thing to notice is, of course, oh, excuse me, guys, yeah, like that. So the first thing to notice, of course, is that these parts are really a direct part of the set. It's really the box is not just a box that you can handle and throw at the trash can. It's really one big element of the set. It's this box, which of course are used as towers right there. So they are quite nice because first they are pretty well detailed, then they are compatible with most of the other bricks. So this means you can put this thing on other parts. You can also choose to just take the upper part and link it to some studs. So really it's compatible with the rest, and it's really nice if you want to make a bigger playset with adding these towers. And then the third point is, of course, the play features. So, of course, it's metallic, and with the magnet thing, it works quite nice. And also the ideas for Mega Bloks to put just an all right there, which okay, cool. To put an all right here, which doesn't really prevent you from putting the minifigs on it, and use it as a piggy bank, which is quite nice. I mean, because it's of course, it's not all about the construction toy right here, but it's some nice idea, I think, and it's quite cool. Of course, if you're a kid, personally, I do not put my money in a piggy bank anymore, but well, kids do that, I guess. And I guess they still do that, because well. So yes, really a nice idea, but of course, some people might complain that there was just not a normal box, and you have really to build the tower with bricks. But well, it would have cost maybe more money, I think. So yeah, so that was for the two towers. So like I said, quite nice. The only problem is, of course, that you can complain about the fact that you do not build, well, you can't really build them with bricks. Then you got the figs, which are quite great because they're all new molds. So well, maybe except the Northagen, which is more like new color, but still you got one of the new bodies. Still you got two Odakus, one Feywark, so all of those. So only with the 4 new weapons, it's quite cool. The only problem with the minifig is once again the lack of shields. It was already done before, it's done once again, and in fact, apart if you buy the Odaku armor reset, you will not really have any shields in the sets. In fact, well, I guess you have also one shield in the standard and so on set, but seriously, it's well, it's quite disappointing. Then you have the cannons, which work just fine. Nice play features, it works really okay, so seriously, it's all good. And then you got the building, so of course, it's not really rich in terms of construction, because well, it's really quick and easy to build these little structures, these little buildings, but still, I think it's a nice idea, plus the fact that you have to notice that when the tower is, for example, this tower, it belongs to the Feywark side, this part here belongs to the Odaku side, and the same can be said for the cannon. So this means really the two sides, the two armies are well represented in this set, because well, it's not like you got two well, let's imagine you got 2 Odaku versus one guy like that, and all the parts belongs to the Odaku. So this means the guy is just the only one to be in his on his side. So here, as you can see, the 2 sides are well represented. The Feywild got his tower, the Odaku got his part right there and his cannon. So quite nice and quite cool idea, I think. Of course, you can buy the 2 and well, and mix the sets together, but it's quite interesting. And well, I think that's also the only big complaints I have about this set, of course, is maybe the lack of construction, because for those who expect to buy a construction toy, they expect to build things. So of course you build things in this set, but it will not really take a long time to build a cannon and a structure like that. So well, apart from, I can see the complaints, but still it's a nice take on the little sets idea, because Mega Bloks released a little set before that. And well, they took it in a new direction with this set, and of course it will please people and it will not please other people. So well, I guess it's all about your taste. So well, now that you have seen this review, I think you can say for you if you want this set or not. But still, I think it's maybe a good idea to get in the Dragons universe. It's not the set with the most construction elements, but at least at a cheap price, you got a nice tower, even if it's not made out of construction block. Nice parts right there, so 3 cannon and 2 things which are really great in terms of details and mod. And the same can be said for the weapons. So overall, nice set, maybe not the best of all, because well, they do not really feature that tons of building elements, but still they can please people, and maybe it will not please you, but well, it's all about you. So well, that's all. So hope you enjoyed this review, guys. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them. And that said, well, hope you enjoyed, and see you later for another video review. Bye bye.